about growth, development, things that are jamming to your peace, to your interrelationship with other human beings around you and in the world at large. We're still looking at Nigeria, that wonderful, great nation, blessed and favored in every respect, both with human and natural resources. But a lot of varied narrations have been going on around, and it's very important that we put a face to it and see what we can do about it. We're talking about Nigeria, the most populous black nation, the most endowed black nation with mineral resources. Is one of the richest, if not the richest, with crude oil deposits in the whole of Africa. And aside of that, almost every state, we have entered 6 states in the country, almost every state has its own mineral deposits of one form or another under the ground. Most abundantly, we have a lot in the northern part of the country, northeast and northwest. We have tin in Jos, we have bauxite, we have so many other things. Like in the olden days, they used to produce bronze and brass in the middle belt, or we call the southwest and Benin area. That's where they produce the bronze and the brass artifacts that were taken away during the colonial period to Eastern and Western Europe, and they are still subsisting up to now after so many centuries. So you can see the quality of the mineral deposits in the land. But there is this narration going on, which every hand is working to deal with, and that is the cry Nigeria is bleeding. What is causing the bleeding? What is the nature of the bleeding? What can be done? What should be done? And who will do it? Definitely, we are not expecting outsiders to come and do it for us. Though they may help, but the bulk of the work depends upon us within the country. Is Nigeria filled with corrupt, idiotic? Are all the infrastructures down? Is Nigeria filled with non-functional infrastructures? Like somebody came up and described Nigeria in such terms that Nigerians should not be allowed to travel to other same countries in the world. So Nigeria is not that bad. Because we have some black legs and black sheep amongst us, doesn't mean that we should be described that way. Let me have your own opinion, please. Let's discuss this. Are you a Nigerian? Are you a friend of Nigeria? Have you been to Nigeria before? Which part of Nigeria did you visit then? What's your own observation? Did you try to check some other things, some other places in Nigeria to find out how are these people living? What are the things working in the country? Yes, there may be some things that some infra that are not working, but it's everything on ground zero. Try to find out. But this is important. Nothing is absolute in this life. Do you believe that? I repeat, nothing is absolute in this life. But we have percentages of growth, percentages of development, percentages of purity, and so on. So we look at that and discuss. So we see how we can improve on what we have on the ground, how we can discourage what is not working well for our growth and development, what is not working well for our peace and our joy. We know right now because of the maladaptive behavior of a good number of our leaders. And the person said, what do we expect when we elected corrupt people into the leadership roles in the country? Well, it's part of the battle we're fighting, and it happens like that in other parts of the world. But just this one just stands out because Nigeria is what Nigeria is. Because the elections were held, and the corrupt people now truncated it. Like we see what happened in US some years back, that January 6th, by Donald Trump and his group of people, when they tried to prevent the swearing in of Biden then, when they assaulted physically the Congress building, and some of them even succeeded in invading the building. So it happens. But we can't, because of what's happening in Nigeria now, just blacklist all Nigerians and say all Nigerians. And whichever country you are in the world, please try and check out Nigerians that you. So just look at Nigerians you have around you. Are all of them wearing the same set of shoes, the same jacket, the same shirt, or you have them coming in different shades and colors? I believe you will have some Nigerians in your country around you, in your place of work that you come across in different places at events that are outstandingly cool, good, level-headed, very good mannered, well-mannered, well-cultured. So for somebody to now come and say, because when you go to some countries in the world, you find Nigerians in their jail and cells. Well, those ones may be people of circumstances. But you don't use that to judge all the others. You don't put all of them in one basket and use one description to cover all Nigeria. Because you find Nigeria like this, all Nigeria like that. No. Especially Nigerian youths now that are more than 40% of the population. They are very creative, very innovative, very adaptive. They are very entrepreneurial in nature. Many of them have startup businesses in tech, in fashion designing, in production, in content creation, in coding, in designing of programs to help businesses to grow, to do analysis. They're into agriculture in the land here in Nigeria. They're into agriculture, plantain farming, banana farming, oil palm farming, and so on. Even while I was in service, at least some of them came to the school I was in then to come and teach the students how to do arable farming, how they can turn the little space in their compound, in their estates, into land where they can plant vegetables and crops, like maize, and so they have 3 months lifespan, plant twice in a year, cucumber, all those things. They taught them. So they are highly creative, highly innovative. So thank you so much for reflecting with me. Please give thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed before Nisinuga Reflections. And share your thoughts about Nigeria. Nigeria is a land blessed. Like the Bible says, a land flowing with milk and honey. Yes, everything you want, you desire is in the land. But the question is how to now harness those things together and make productive use of them to enhance life and living in the country. And that's the challenge we are working, and that's what some people are sabotaging. Even though we have some people that are sabotaging it, we are the ones that will make up our mind this injustice will not stand. That is part of our slogan now, to fight corruption and injustice. You may see corrupt, you might have learned about so many corrupt stories and cases in the country now. But we're not folding our arms. We've seen what can be done to bring them to a stop. That's why this injustice cannot and shall not stand. Though we are winning, and the victory is still coming in trickles, but we're not giving up. Go and check social media, you will be able to hear the voices of some youths. And if you Google also very well, you see some Nigeria doing exceptionally well, even within the country. So for somebody to come out and say Nigerians are corrupt, Nigerians are filled with people with no etiquette or zero etiquette, that is a big error. That's an anomaly. But the point is this: you don't argue with people. You let your actions speak. So when somebody just go to the toilet and try to bring out shit in your drain and say your house is smelling, well, the person has done what's supposed to be done. Argue with the person is not the issue. The point is to remove whatever the person is pointing at, reduce it to barely the barest minimum. Like somebody saw, how many Nigerians did you hear fighting in a plane for the past decade? But because something happened, whatever might have been their previous challenges or stress level, just lost their cool and fought in an internal plane journey within intracity flight. Now you now put that one and use the joy that every Nigerian, we are on good. Our emotional intelligence is almost zero, that we always fight, where we don't talk normally, that we talk only by shouting at each other and by using our fists. That can't be true. That is not true. That's just one incident in a million. How many flights have we had in Nigeria? How many fights do we have last year? How many cases of fighting was recorded? Then to use some other things to start to judge that Nigeria is all filthy. No. Because some portions of people just decide to do that for whatever reason they have. Doesn't mean that I now take the video or the picture of that place to judge the whole country. The whole country is a mess, a stinking mess, a shithole. That's not fair. That's not fair at all on the populace and on us all. So thank you, Zara, for the Ajanoku, for reflecting. Where are you reflecting from? Please let me know. And try to share our comment and try to check some other videos on the channel Nsinuga Reflection that talks about relationship. Because this channel is about relationship matters, things that are jamming to your joy, to your peace, to your growth and development. Things that help to enhance the well-being of social relationships. Things that are jamming to maintaining a good and sound mental health for each individual. So that's what we talk about. So go and check so that you share your own opinion. We learn to grow together. The world and the life we live is a continuum. New developments every day. Because we are human beings, our attitudes are not static. Person are not static. Someone that's an angel yesterday, in a moment can behave like a devil, depending on whatever might have been disturbing the person. Like a portion of the good book says, oppression makes a wise man mad. I repeat, oppression makes a wise. If somebody has been there and been cold, then you start to impinge on the person's peace and joy. The person will try to fight back for survival. Because for what we learn in biology and science, survival is the first law in nature. That is why in our culture, Yoruba, they say, when you are chasing a goat, the goat will be running away from you. But when the goat is against the wall, it's not between you and the goat may try to fight back, to headbutt you. Because the goat wants to survive, wants to escape. and you are blocking the way. You want to see what you can do. So with the boat, the goat you try first. The same thing with a cat or whatever. So no matter how gentle, how complacent a person may be, when it comes to issue of survival, unless the person is brain dead, the person will try to fight back for survival. So that may be some of things that are happening in the land because of high level of unemployment, because of the desecration of a good part of our system and the infrastructures in the land. Because those in charge of authority of the economy are bastardizing the economy and the infrastructures day by day. And they flaunt this in front of the people because they have used their connection to buy escape from the security agencies and from the courts of law. Then people, out of frustration and depression, try to do something. And that's part of some of the things you see seep out in the society. So one has to work with that position of empathy, with that position of understanding, with that position of relational perception. So see, if try to understand the concept and the context in which this person is acting, that person is acting that way, then you can now make your deduction appropriately. Then the next question as a human being is, what can I do to help this? What can I do to help this situation? Not just castigate and just say, well, that is their life. They are dumb. They are don't call names. It's not good to call names. Because a lot of things, anyway, some things are within our control, some things are outside our circle of control. So only work well with the ones that are within our area and scope of control. Like where you are born, when you are born, to a large extent has nothing to do with you. You and I have nothing to do with that. So because you are born in Nigeria, or you are born in South Africa, you are born in New Zealand, you are born in Denmark, you are born in Kenya, well, that is just the game of life. You are there. And where you grew up, maybe in New York City or Texas or California or Brazil, is another thing. It's as you grow up, you now make your chance, you make your choice if you want to now change your location, change your environment. But that is within your control, you work at it. But someone now to be coming and say that, well, because of the generality of the people in the land, because of some few that have choosing to discredit themselves, they now make you to now be under that blanket that you are not free to travel out to some other places because some people in your area are behaving this way. That may not be fair enough. That's part of what this video is all about. So thank you once again for reflecting with me. Thank you, Zara Janoku. You've not told me where you are reflecting with me from, but let me have that in your comment later. So till we meet again around same period tomorrow, this is your counselor from Nigeria, Nisinuga Reflections, saying and letting you know Nigeria is not a shithole, Nigeria is not a broken country. It's just that Nigeria has suffered some damages and is bleeding. And the bleeding is not one that is not repaired, that's not healable. The wound can be healed. The things can be repaired. Like James Ngugi said, weep not, child, weep not, my darling. With these kisses, let me dry your tears. The raging cloud will not long be prevalent in the sky. So with these words, relax and know that the story of Nigeria will be sweet. Thank you.